Hello and welcome. My name is Megan Lucky, and this is A Lucky Life. Come along with me as I try and get to know myself better and hopefully help you get to know yourself better too. Episode 3. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I'm so grateful for you. You have no idea. But before I get into the content, get into pulling a card for the day, you know what? I'm going to start with the card because I need it really bad. I'm kind of riding the struggle bus today, if I'm being honest, and I'll get into it in a second, but I'm going to start with a card because I'm nervous and I need a little spiritual connection and boost of faith. So these are not tarot cards. They're my super attractor. And you know what? I need a tarot card today. I'm sorry, guys. I will do these next time. Okay, the reason I wanted to do a tarot card today was because, here we go. 3 of Swords. That's interesting. Okay, I'll finish my thought in a second. There is still work to do, so don't get caught up in dreaming. This is a creative and active time. Perhaps it is time for you to move on. Your thoughts have power, ideas have taken shape, and it is time to pursue them and develop them further. Think for yourself, don't follow others, and rely on your original ideas. Don't think too much about your feelings or you may find yourself trapped by them. Pyrite aids to your thought process, bringing sparks of inspiration and energy. It helps you to focus your mind and release any negative emotions. I need that right now, and luckily I have pyrite with me. I have my little bag of lucky crystals here that I brought from home. And it's so funny because whenever someone helps me with my suitcase, they're like, "What do you got in here, rocks?" I can say, yeah, actually I do. Obviously that's not what's weighing them down, but anyways, just funny. Okay, I have my pyrite here, so now we're really ready to begin. I have so much to tell you, I don't even know where to start. So yesterday, I actually recorded this episode. Obviously not this episode that you're getting right now, but I recorded episode 3 and was planning to share it with you today, but obviously that's not happening, and I'm redoing it. Now let me tell you why. So I was really excited about this episode this week because I feel like the first 2 episodes, I was really giving you a get to know me and answering the questions that you guys had about me. This time I felt like, okay, it's time for me to tell you what I want you guys to know. I was so excited to share the things that I've been learning so far in this trip. I was so excited to share the experiences that I've had with you guys and so much more. And then I got time to record. I said so much and nothing, absolutely nothing at the same time, if that makes any sense at all to you. I had way too many huge ideas and concepts that I tried to fit into one episode that I didn't realize would be just impossible. At the end of the day, when I was like, okay, I have been editing this for hours and I'm still extremely frustrated. And to be honest, the last 2 episodes, I definitely felt frustrated with, but in a different way. In a way that I knew was coming from shame and self-doubt, where I would rewatch it and be like, ugh, this is like not up to the standard and expectation of myself that I want it to be. Whereas the way I felt about this episode was different. For one, like I just said, I had this narrative that, okay, this is the episode that I feel like I can bring value to these listeners. Like, let me tell these lessons that I've been learning. They're huge. Like, they're huge life concepts that, to be honest, maybe I understand them in concept, but am I fully putting all these things into practice? And do I feel ready to really talk about them the way that they deserve to be talked about? Probably not. And I didn't realize that in the moment because I was just so excited, like, oh my God, I'm learning this and I'm starting to see a little bit of progress within myself. So I want to share it with you guys. I want you guys to have that same ability, but that's not how this is going to work. I'm going to have to really break this down. And when one topic comes up that I'm like, okay, I feel really good about this and ready, then I talk about that. I just know that I can't rush these things because I want to build something. I want to be effective with this. I want this to serve others and serve me and be great. And obviously, like, I don't feel like it is right now. But I'm proud of myself for starting. I'm also proud of myself for like listening to my intuition about this and knowing the difference between, okay, anxiety that, oh, it sucks and I suck, and then knowing like, okay, this doesn't feel right. Like, I know that I need to change something about this. And of course, one of the things that I wanted to do with this podcast as well was be authentic and real and vulnerable. What better way to do that than be upfront about this? And I genuinely didn't know what the right decision would be. Like, I was like, do I just comb through this footage from yesterday and edit something together and send it out? Do I wear the same clothes that I was wearing yesterday and try to splice in moments from today and moments from yesterday and like see if nobody notices? And then I was like, no, you know what? It feels so much more authentic to me to actually use this as a moment that I can learn from, and that hopefully you guys can learn from, that like, trust yourself and commit to yourself and your dreams and your goals. But don't overestimate what you're capable of. No, that's not what I mean. Sometimes I think, oh, I make a plan for myself in any given day and I'm like, this should be so reasonable for me to accomplish today. And then when I get through the end of the day and I didn't do half of those things, I feel like shit about myself. And what I realized is there will be a time in my life where I can get all those things done in a day and more. This is not that time yet. I still have work to do on myself and healing to give myself that capability in the future. Baby steps in the right direction are still steps in the right direction, and they're still building you up. What I mean is, go for your goals and go for your dreams, but give yourself grace. Allow for things to change. Don't have these rigid timelines and expectations for yourself that, you know, if you don't meet them exactly, you will feel shame and it will make you self-conscious. Give yourself space. Give yourself time and allow the universe to redirect you when you need it. And listen to yourself. It's funny, actually. So the farm stay that I'm at right now is in its very early stages. Like, it's not quite a farm yet, but we're laying all of the groundwork. And when I first got here, they showed me their master plan and their vision for the farm. And if I'm being honest, when I first looked at it, I was like, no way. I mean, you have to be crazy. There's no way this is going to work. There's not enough space. Like, this is going to take forever. I really just was like baffled by this plan. I mean, it seemed beautiful. And for the first few days, I was doing all these tedious tasks that seemed so small. But then it's been almost the full 2 weeks, and I've truly noticed such a difference in all of the little work that I personally have done. It's starting to look more and more like a farm, even though they have such a long way to go. I have the vision. I have this imagination of what's possible. It's so inspiring because it really is true that anything worth having doesn't come easy, and you need to put time, effort, and energy into the things that you want to bloom and grow. They also have mastered the ability to allow for change and allow for things to go wrong and not let it deter them from their vision. So if I ever questioned if I was in the right place, I know now for sure I am. What better metaphor for life than a farm? Like, truly. I watched Biggest Little Farm. It's not actually available in the US, I don't think, on Netflix at least, but it was their inspiration to starting this farm. And I fell in love with the documentary just like they did. And maybe one day I'll have a little farm of my own. But it just goes to show the same concept that life will knock you down, but if you put that energy and belief into your goals and dreams, the universe will give it back to you, not without obstacles, not without setbacks, but there's a difference between obstacles and setbacks that you know you need to overcome, and it not feeling right for you, and a redirection of a path. Redirection is still okay, and you can still have dreams and goals that change a little bit, but you can't control life, and life will show you that over and over again. So when you face those setbacks, just look within yourself to know what the right move is from there, how to overcome it. You will know inherently, and you will be able to move on and still have an amazing life ahead of you as long as you believe it internally. And I actually talked about this concept a little bit the first episode when I was talking about jobs and how I've never really had that feeling in a job where I've been met with an obstacle that felt like, okay, you know what? I'm really learning from this and it feels right, even though it sucks in the moment and it's hard. I know that once I get through this, I will be better suited for the trajectory of the career because of this obstacle. This kind of feels like that. And I know that I have major imposter syndrome when I say, like, I can see myself doing this for a job. And I'm trying to figure out why it feels so weird to admit and say that I want to do this and stuff like this for a living. I think I have a lot of limiting beliefs in this realm of life that make it feel not possible and that make me feel not good enough for this type of life path. So that's something I'm struggling with in determining whether that is coming from conditioning and anxiety or if it doesn't feel right. But I'm starting to realize that it feels right. Like, I want to connect with people. I want to say things. I want to share what I'm learning and grow with the world and make some sort of an impact, even if it's just on some people, a handful of people. I want to have a career that allows me to do that. I'm still figuring it out. Like, it's okay if it changes. You know what I mean? I know deep down that part of my path, and this has been a long time coming, and I've been figuring it out along the way, but I know that part of my purpose in life and part of my life path is helping others figure out their life path and meet themselves. And so for me, this podcast idea was kind of the first real step in that direction, and it feels really good. But again, I know it's something I need to allow for change to happen in, because maybe this doesn't work out. Maybe I give it a really good hard shot and it just doesn't take, or something happens and I can't continue it. I have to be okay with that, even though I realize, like, at the thought of that, it makes me feel shame and embarrassment and worry that people will judge me. But I realize that that's okay and I have to live with that. But that's not the kind of fear that should stop me. And if you have a fear like that, that's not the kind of fear that should stop you either. People are going to judge you no matter what you do. I'm seeing that more and more, even when I'm traveling. Like, the thing is, everybody's got their own makeup. Everybody's got their own conditioning. Everybody's got a different mind and different judgments, different traumas, different ways that they react to different things. You really can't control people's perceptions of you, no matter how hard you try. Trust me, I have been a people pleaser for a long time. So it's not worth it. It's not worth dulling the inside true version of you for anyone else's comfort or what you imagine to be their comfort. So just be yourself, and people might hate you for that because deep down they are jealous and angry that they can't be themselves because they are so afraid of these judgments. But you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. You can't make everybody happy. And once you realize that we're all humans and we're all in the same boat, going through the same thing in different ways, it makes you have more empathy for other people, and it helps you to take their judgments less personally because you know it's really about them, and it's not something that they are even aware of a lot of the time. So it's something that's kind of sad, and you want to wish them well because the people that need the most love are the people who show it the least. And by giving love, that's what you attract. So if you want to get more love in your life, then you need to give it. I just read, I have it right here. I just read 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty, and it's phenomenal. I highly recommend it. It's really a good read. And at the end, he talks about how giving love and spreading love is the best way to get it in return. One of the things that's so special about humanity is the fact that we are able to love. And that's something that I feel like people forget in this day and age. Like, the world is so divisive at times, and it's sad. I really wish sometimes we could all remember that we're really all on the same team. You know, you could think to yourself when you're hearing this, like, no, not the people in, North Korea or whatever your mind goes to. But humans need love. And it's something that should bring us together at the end of the day, if you really think about it. Anyways, I know I've been talking a lot, and it's been a kind of a serious episode, and I have my shame and my thoughts that I want to please everyone and be funny and laugh, and I have these expectations. And some episodes will be like that. Some will be hilarious. Some will be fun. Some will be serious and more intimate. So I just got to roll with the punches and do what feels right and continue to do my best as the weeks come and let that happen. And I hope that you continue to join me and enjoy it as well. So before I officially run out of daylight and need to wrap this up, let's take a card from the Super Attractor reminders pile because now it feels right. Okay, what is our ending message for the day? Another funny thing that I learned while being at the farm is that foxes sound like dogs. I had no idea, like weird, angry dogs. Did you know that? Am I the only one that was clueless to that? I also saw a beaver rat for the first time this week, yesterday, and holy shit, that thing is disgusting looking. It's also true what they say about pretty privilege for animals. Like, I definitely have been noticing that I do that. And you guys can't cancel dolphins. Have you heard of the trend that's going around that, like, dolphins are low-key evil? And that we give them pretty privilege because why are we more accepting of them than sharks when in reality, like, dolphins are worse, quote unquote? I don't want to believe it because I have 2 dolphin-related tattoos. So it's too late for me now. You can't cancel dolphins. I love them anyway. Sure, they have some tendencies that I'm going to turn a blind eye to. I don't care if I catch heat for that. They still have redeeming qualities. They're still really smart, playful, and loving creatures, even though they play with pufferfish at the detriment of the fish to get high off of it. But yeah, sue me. But I definitely have some pretty privilege with animals. Like, I hate bugs and ugly animals. And I will turn a blind eye to killing those. Okay, wait. I just got the card. When I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know how, when, or how it will happen. I rest my case. I take both of the cards that we pulled today just as a sign that we're moving in the right direction and life is going to happen. I got to stick with my gut and keep listening to my gut and allow for things to change, not let my anxiety and emotions get in the way, but listen to myself, listen to you guys, and make the best of it and give the best of myself to it. So I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little different than the last couple episodes, and like I said, they'll all be a little bit different. So we'll find our groove. Thank you so much. I hope you join me next time. Hello and welcome. My name is Megan Lucky, and this is A Lucky Life. Come along with me as I try and get to know myself better and hopefully help you get to know yourself better too.